I didn't double check, but last I knew, I thought that was going to encroach on him. I'm not sure if that's going to go around him, if there's enough room between him and the railroad.
John, now we go back in. Going back in, sir? Go ahead, John.
Infrastructure in place, which is drainage, sewer, water, electrical. I would love if Ernest would sell me the other land to build single-family homes. That's, maybe that's a possibility. Or some other real estate developer already has a great opportunity with that infrastructure in place to build out their remaining 50 acres. The third objection was about paying property taxes. The Claims will be a property tax payer. They're going to be
set it up as a public hearing at this point. Whatever action the council takes today does not mean that the property is going to be annexed today. All the city is going to be looking at is whether or not to accept or decline or reject the petition by the landowners for annexation. Basically, the section of the local government code says that it's truly to be argued and discussed among the council, but we gave the opportunity for the public to speak about it. But it's still up to the council to decide whether or not they're going to accept or reject the petition for annexation.
I would like to just make a few brief statements and we'll turn it over to you guys. I want to let you know that I grew up in Sinton. I graduated from Sinton High back in 1975. My parents still live in Sinton. They're 88 years old. I'm joined today by Sandy Williams, who's our consultant in this development. Also, Murph Hudson is right there with the civil engineering firm, so he can answer any questions about infrastructure, the streets, and curbing and sewer and water and all that. And also my brother, who is an architect in Corpus. He's one of my favorite persons in the world that came along here today too. Some have asked why Gregory? Why build this complex right here in Gregory, Texas, of all places? Why not Sinton? Why not my hometown? Or why not Portland or Corpus or someplace like that? Well, it's simple. This area needs workforce housing. This area needs a nice, affordable, quality place for folks to live and work in. People are driving from Corpus to Portland, Sinton, and Taft through Gregory to go to their jobs at Chenier and other places. And then on the way home, they're driving through Gregory to go back to Portland or Corpus or Sinton or Taft. So we need, and I think we would all agree, I would hope, that there is a need for affordable, quality housing here in this town. 181 is the main artery. So you have the blessing and the curse of the major thoroughfares right through your town. So where we have the proposed development is right off 181. It would be, as you would see there, a nice quality development that we believe will actually improve and increase property values in the area. We'll talk about that more in just a minute. So why this school district? Well, GPISD is a quality school district. And in order to get the funding that we need, it has to be in a school district that has good schools. And you guys are very fortunate to be in this school district. And finally, why that quarter on 181 and why not on the other side of town or why not out somewhere else? Well, I approached 5 or 6 landowners in this area starting a year ago and trying to encourage someone to sell to me so that we could build the Glades of Gregory Portland. And really the only landowner who was even remotely interested in talking was Ernest Solis. He's here today. So let's talk about the development just briefly. So it is 72 units are proposed. 72 units. It'll be 16 one-bedrooms, 42 bedrooms, and 16 three-bedroom, 2 baths. So the projected total cost is between $8 and $9 million. About $1.1 million of that number is infrastructure. So we're building a new street that will come in from the Farm Market Road, and it will go all the way down to a public park, which we'll talk about in a minute. And we'll have these 6 buildings and a clubhouse here. The amenities will include in the clubhouse a community room, a business center, a fitness center. In fact, it might be a community room large enough that we might be able to hold community meetings if you'd like there in the future. Of course, there'll be washer dryer hookups in every unit. It'll be very, very nicely done. And there'll also be a laundry on the site as well.
For over 116 years. I was born and raised in Portland. I decided to move to Gregory. Know quite a few people in Gregory that I went to school with. Pablo, one of them, went to school with my brother. Things are booming right now in San Patricio County. No denying that. Things are happening here. Our school district is going to be one of the wealthiest school districts in the state of Texas when this is all said and done. That's going to be a great thing. This here looks real pretty and shiny on the outside, like a new penny. I mean, it looks great right now. 5 years from now, I don't think it will. I think this is a step backwards for Gregory. I think what we need to be thinking about is single-family homes and bringing in contractors that are like-minded, that will be building, houses on half acres and building, anywhere between $140,000 house to, let's say $250,000 house. That's what these jobs out here at Chenier, at TPCO, these are not low-paying jobs.
I'm gonna say something. If you have a cell phone, please put it on the quiet mode.
Good. These are high-paying jobs. These are going to be, people making very good income. That's what we want here in Gregory, is it not? Do we want these workers moving here? Do we want them coming here and buying housing? That's what we want. This here is a government subsidized housing addition is what it is. 5 years from now, it'll be under our housing authority. And, when the people I've talked to are against it, I'm against it. Is it going to affect the price of my house? Who knows? I don't know that my, price will go down, price will go up. I don't know. I just know that this is not moving forward for Gregory. That's all I had to say.
20 County Road 1910. Just to elaborate a little bit more on what Tim said, what we do have coming to the area is people that's going to be making over the $40,000. So this isn't going to suit them anyways. I've talked to appraisers, county appraisers, that said this is going to knock our values, local surrounding properties down 15 to 20%. That would also include his remaining 52 acres, Mr. Solis's remaining 52 acres also. I've talked to real estate agents that agree. I've talked to real estate brokers that have agreed. I've talked to bankers, loan officers, and I've also spoke with 2 or 3 builders and asked them if this does go in, and explain what type of project it is on the outside, what it looks like, and explain that it's a lower income, $40,000 and lower. Would you be interested in building $200,000 homes next to it? $150,000 homes? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. When someone comes in to build homes, like I've said before, they look at the inside, they look what's around, and then that's what they're going to base everything on. So when you have low-income housing, if anything comes around it, it's going to be low-income stuff. I like Mr. Solis. I like the entire family. I think his property is better suited some other where, selling to someone else, developing some other way. I think he can get more money for it some other way also. They just annexed 1,800 acres over in Portland. Behind 13 acres, they're selling lots. Fox is getting $2,225, $2,500. Okay. If you go down the street and to 78A, take a left, take a right, all those lots back there that are country lots, they're 1 acre lots. They're asking $100,000 a lot. The last lot that sold in Jersey Estates was 0.97 acres. They brought $97,000. Okay. So I think we can still develop, but what we need is single family homes, okay? I did some math here for y'all. $125,000 home at 4% interest, today's rate, on a 30-year note is $596 plus taxes and insurance. So it costs a first-time home buyer or retiree between $950 and $1,000. That's affordable, but it's a single family home. That's gonna hold the value. It's actually gonna appreciate, not depreciate stuff. We also talked to a teacher today who said she replied on Facebook that she was having some problems. She needs affordable housing. Someone made a comment, well, come over to 106 Granajo, apply, maybe we can help you out. I can't. I make too much money. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not saying that we don't want to develop Gregory. Yes, we do. But who's going to be here? It's not the workers. A welder right now working 60, 70, 80 hours? No. A pipe fitter? No. Superintendent? No. So who are we bringing in? When I asked Mr. Torno the question when he called me Friday, he said some of the people from the other houses here in Gregory would probably move over to this establishment, which is great. But now we have abandoned houses in Gregory more.
We'll give 10 more seconds here.
I appreciate your time and thank you for doing what you do, Council.
78A, 1910, whatever you want to call it. This, like you said, this looks nice and pretty, but our neighbors over here, Portland, I mean, everybody here goes over there. We all go over there. Go shopping, go eating. You see their town, they're developing, booming. Subdivisions are going up, they're selling houses. There's people from Florida, there's people from Arkansas, they're moving down here to work here. They want to live, they want to buy a house. They want to buy a house. Just like you said, they're making more than $40,000 a year. They want to buy a house. They're looking for houses. I have people in Portland, their houses, they're renting. They're renting out. They can't, there's not even one house out there that can, they're just vacant because they're getting rented out. They're looking to buy or build or sell, whatever. They want a house. This right here is not going to work. I mean, we all know here. Everybody here that comes on here, they're going to work in the refinery. That's all there is around here. Refinery, oil fields. That's all there is. People want to make money. They want to build a house. They want to appreciate where they live. They want to say, hey, I own this house. They want a backyard so their kids can play. They want that. We all want that. I guarantee you that. I mean, shoot. So Gregory needs to move forward. I think we have the opportunity. We have the opportunity to move and to grow, just like Portland. Portland is like a brother and sister. And we go over there, we can do just as good as them and develop, put nice streets, sidewalks, everything. Have nice neighborhood. We can do this. It's just we need to get together. I say we get together and say what is it going to take to get a subdivision with houses. Because people are gonna buy them. They're gonna buy them. You're probably gonna have people buying houses faster than what you can build. You can build them. I guarantee you that. And I think that's something we need to look at. That's why I feel. I think we, as a council, as a city of Gregory, there's a lot of people here that they love this town. They've lived here all their life, probably longer than all of us. And they like this town. They like the way it is. It's nice and quiet. They want this town to develop the right way. I think if we can develop it the right way and just stop and think, hey, what do we need to do to develop this town?
I would like to address the City Council to please vote for the annexation of the property in question. This really meeting public hearing is for the annexation. And all the people in Gregory, including myself, we always complain that Portland continues to grow more and more. Businesses are coming in. And why is it? Because the landowners are selling their properties. Okay? Here we have Mr. Solis, who is requesting to be annexed and will be selling his land. That means tax money, franchise taxes, etc., that will be coming into the city of Gregory. The city has lost a substantial amount of money by TPCO property not being annexed. Do not let the same thing happen with this property. For those who are against it, please do your homework for yourself instead of taking the word of a few who hide behind Facebook. A lot of you here are saying that we, our town, Gregory, we, our people, this is our council. Where are you when we have our council meeting? There's a lot of faces here that I've never seen before, and I come to every one. We are Gregory. And better yet, stay behind after the meeting. Speak to the council members. Speak to Mr. Torno. Speak to Mr. Solis, one-on-one. Bashing them on everything Gregory does not solve these problems. Neither does being bought for the price of silver. Thank you.
Road 1612. I guess I don't know if you consider it county or I don't actually live in Gregory, but I live right here down the road about half a mile. And I'm not completely opposed to the idea of affordable housing, but I am opposed to the location. To kind of echo what some of the gentlemen were saying, that these jobs that are coming in are going to afford a lot higher incomes than $40,000 a year. On a personal note, my wife and I invested over $500,000 into my property. That was an accumulation over 10, 12 years, working hard, starting low. And I moved out to this area because I wanted to be in the country. I wanted to be out of the city. And whether you have the most elaborate apartments or not, my wife and I were trying to get away from that. And it's not that it brings in a certain type of person, it's just apartment living. We just wanted to be not secluded, but around people who, have worked hard and sunk every penny. And that's what I've done and continue to do. Not that I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, so I can tell you a lot about affordable housing. I've been around it. I grew up with my whole life, and my fear is that my property value will devaluate over time, and that's what concerns me. An accumulation of all the years I've spent hard putting my money into my wife and I's dream. It's like I said, look, I take care of patients every day. I take care of the sick, infirm, the low income, the high income. It doesn't matter. I just think that, a different location, not next to houses on 1 acre lots, or 1.5 to 2 acre lots. I mean, I just, I don't think it's fair. I worked very hard to get where I am, and I moved out here for that reason. And, I'm just concerned that my property value now is going to depreciate, due to the project. Like I said, I have no opposition towards it. I think it should go forward. I just don't agree with the location, and that's how I feel. And
a lot of rumors floating around, and rumors are a very bad thing, especially in a small town. About all the posters that's been put up, have been taken down. The movie posters been put up and taken down. So I just thought to make the citizens of Gregory feel a little bit better about their city fathers, city mothers. I'll be more than willing to pay for a lie detector test for everybody to take. The city manager and all police officers. That way y'all can prove y'all said that y'all didn't have nothing to do with all these posters that disappeared. Thank you.
Comments. We appreciate it. I know that you haven't seen my face around here before. I live at 5982 County Road 1910. And, this doesn't just concern the people that come to just the council meetings. Because this is coming into the city of Gregory. It's a community thing. And so I just want to say that I'm against it. And the reason I am against it is because, like Vance Dawson, I've done my homework. I've gone to the San Pat County Appraisal Office and asked them questions if this would depreciate the value of my home, and they have told me that it will. I've also talked to a realtor who has said the same thing, that it will devaluate the price of my home. And I really don't want to sell and move out of this area. But, if it's going to devaluate my home, I will. I believe that, like Vance Dawson, this coming into our community, we have such a great opportunity now with the plant coming in to build homes. Homes that people can come and live in, that will increase the revenue and increase the property value of everything around it. You put in something like this, and it's hard for somebody to come and say, well, I'm going to build off a 2 acre, I'm going to buy 2 acres next to that and build a $250,000. I mean, I wouldn't do that. And so, I wish that you would reconsider and explore your opportunities out there to bring in, you know, other businesses, other restaurants, shopping. You know, people in Gregory, I've talked to them. I've been out there, and I've talked to them, and they want to have shopping here. They want businesses to come in. They want it to be built up like Portland. And I just think this is a step in the wrong direction. I really implore you to consider the citizens that are speaking today, and even the petition that is being brought before you of names that are against it. So please consider all that before you make a decision to annex this property in. I thank you so much for your service, and thank you for your time.
Mentioned a couple different things as doing your homework. I think on this particular project, I believe with Mr. I live on 306 County Road 1910. Okay? I believe this project is going to look extremely bad in the near future. The only one that's going to make money on this project is a developer. Get it, brother. If you can, get it. But if we're worried about developing the land, then Mr. Solis could have developed this land years ago. Okay? It could have been turned into a subdivision. Okay? With cookie cutter homes in it. At least at that point, we're going to get revenue coming in off of those homeowners. Okay? Not apartments. Okay? Also, in my studies at this point, I have found that when you start getting people together like this, okay, it increases all kinds of fun and interesting things that's going to put the police department, okay, at probably a maximum capacity. Okay? It's going to stretch them out. Studies have shown that if you take this idea and put it in homes throughout the city, okay, then you don't have that problem. You don't have a potential criminal element. Okay? Seeing this is a low-income project, okay, that's what you will get. This comes down to dollars and cents at this point. Build the houses, develop houses to come in. That's going to benefit Gregory long-term, not short-term. Okay? If the housing community is going to end up taking this over at this point, it's going to be no good. Okay? They're already having issues in the past. They've kind of worked some things out. It's a continually funding issue all the time. So then we as taxpayers throughout the area have to flip the bill. Let's get home. Okay? On top of that, we also have a petition at this point with well over 100 names on it against this. So I don't understand why this is even a consideration. On top of that, I've talked to real estate agents, brokers, and so forth. I'm going to take a 15 to 20% hit on my house. Okay? So for my hard effort, I get penalized. Period. Okay? So I don't think that that's a good opportunity for anybody, especially for the city. The lower my taxes go, the lower your money income is. Thank you. My opinion on this one is that the apartment complexes at this point are going to have an adverse effect in the area, both property taxes and law enforcement, in just about every way. So instead of building a complex that's going to house 300 people like sardines, why don't we build 300 houses? So then we have the property taxes from those houses going into the school district, the city, and the county. That would be a much better long-term solution at this point because a house can be sold. On top of that, the best way to build wealth is to buy a house.
So what are you saying about the development itself?
I think the developer at this point is probably going to be about the only one that makes money on this one in the short term. On the long term on this one with a subsidized housing project like this, I think in 5-10 years, it's not going to be a shiny penny anymore. I think it's going to become a debt problem for the county and city. So, yeah, we're half a step off of Section 8 at this point. I mean, we're split hairs. So let's just, let's call it what it is on down the road. So,
I think Gregory needs some type of development.
I think Gregory does need some type of development. I think that the city needs to open up the doors and be friendly to development across the board. And land is hard to acquire. Mr. Solis could have developed this land 50 years ago. I mean, I don't know how long he's owned it. He could have owned it for 5 years. He could have owned it for 50 years. The point being is he could develop it at any time he wanted to do just about anything. Just now it comes into this, where now we're gonna pack people in like sardines.